Peanut butter feels like one of the safest foods in your kitchen. You spread it on toast, pack it in your child's lunchbox, and trust that familiar jar. But most Americans have no idea what is really inside it. More than 80% of peanut butter brands contain hydrogenated oils, added sugars, and chemical stabilizers that quietly affect your heart, energy, and weight. Americans eat nearly 3 pounds per person each year, so these ingredients enter your body again and again. Before you open your next jar, you need to know which brands to avoid. Today we reveal 8 of them, and the final one is the most surprising of all. 8. Skippy Creamy Peanut Butter. For nearly a century, Skippy has been one of the most trusted names in peanut butter. That familiar blue jar has been a pantry staple in American households since the 1930s. It is creamy, spreadable, and never separates. Sounds perfect, right? But here is what the marketing does not tell you. Flip that jar around and check the ingredients. You will find roasted peanuts, sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oil made from cottonseed, soybean, and rapeseed, and salt. That hydrogenated oil is the real problem. It is added specifically to prevent the natural oils in peanuts from separating, which gives Skippy that smooth, shelf-stable texture. But that convenience comes at a cost. Hydrogenated oils are chemically altered fats that increase saturated fat content, while Skippy does not contain partially hydrogenated oils, which are the worst offenders for trans fats. The fully hydrogenated versions still add unnecessary saturated fat to what should be a heart-healthy food. The American Heart Association recommends limiting saturated fat intake to reduce your risk of heart disease, and every extra gram matters. Then there is the added sugar. Every 2 tablespoon serving of Skippy Creamy contains 3 grams of added sugar. That might not sound like much, but when you are spreading peanut butter on toast every morning or packing it in your kid's lunchbox daily, it adds up fast. Real peanut butter should not need sweeteners to taste good. Here is what stings the most. Peanuts on their own are incredibly nutritious. They are packed with protein, healthy fats, and fiber. But when you add hydrogenated oils and sugar into the mix, you dilute all those natural benefits. You're essentially paying for a processed version of what could be a simple, clean food. Skippy markets itself as the smooth choice, but smooth should not mean chemically stabilized and sweetened. If you want real peanut butter flavor without the industrial additives, this iconic blue jar is one you will want to leave on the shelf. And the next jar has an even bigger reputation to question. 7. Jif Creamy Peanut Butter. If Skippy is America's smooth choice, then Jif is America's favorite. The brand proudly claims that choosy moms choose Jif, and for decades, that catchy slogan has made it one of the best-selling peanut butters in the country. But once you look past the marketing, the ingredients tell a very different story. Jif Creamy Peanut Butter contains roasted peanuts, sugar, molasses, fully hydrogenated vegetable oils from rapeseed and soybean, mono and diglycerides, and salt. That is 6 ingredients for something that really only needs 1. The hydrogenated oils serve the same purpose as in Skippy, preventing separation and extending shelf life. But they also add saturated fat and push the product further away from what natural peanut butter should be. The mono and diglycerides are emulsifiers that help blend the oils smoothly into the peanut butter. While they are considered safe in small amounts, studies have found that emulsifiers produced from hydrogenated fats can contain trace amounts of trans fats, even if the label says 0. Due to FDA labeling rules, products with less than half a gram of trans fat per serving can claim 0 on the nutrition facts panel. It is a loophole that lets brands appear cleaner than they are. And then there is the controversy that shook Jif to its core. In May of 2022, a nationwide salmonella outbreak was traced directly to Jif peanut butter produced at a facility in Lexington, Kentucky. The FDA reported 21 confirmed illnesses across 17 states, with 4 hospitalizations. The recall affected multiple Jif varieties and triggered a cascade of secondary recalls from other companies that used Jif as an ingredient. An FDA inspection that later revealed that the plant had recorded multiple instances of salmonella in environmental samples and finished peanut butter dating back to 2017. So while Jif might taste familiar and comforting, it comes with added sugars, processed oils, and a safety track record that should give any health-conscious shopper pause. Choosy moms might want to choose again. The next one looks nostalgic, but its history tells a different story. 6. Peter Pan Original Peanut Butter. Peter Pan has been flying off grocery store shelves since the 1920s, making it one of the oldest peanut butter brands in America. The name evokes childhood magic, adventure, and timeless appeal, but when you examine what is actually inside that jar, the magic quickly fades. The ingredient list for Peter Pan Creamy includes roasted peanuts, sugar, and less than 2% of hydrogenated vegetable oil from rapeseed and cottonseed, plus salt. Some formulations have also included partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil, which is a known source of trans fats. While the brand has worked to reduce trans fat content, the presence of any hydrogenated oils is a red flag for consumers trying to eat cleaner. 2 tablespoons of Peter Pan delivers around 210 calories, 17 grams of fat, and 3 grams of sugar. The fat content is higher than many competing brands, and a significant portion of that comes from the added vegetable oils rather than the naturally occurring fats in peanuts. You are paying for processed additives that dilute the nutritional profile of what should be a wholesome, protein-rich food. But here is where Peter Pan's history gets truly troubling. In February of 2007, the FDA traced a massive salmonella outbreak directly to Peter Pan and Great Value peanut butter, both produced at a Conagra facility in Sylvester, Georgia. The outbreak sickened over 600 people across 47 states, with 21% of patients requiring hospitalization. Investigators found that moisture from a leaky roof and a malfunctioning sprinkler system had allowed salmonella bacteria to grow in the plant. Peter Pan vanished from store shelves for 6 months. Nearly a decade later, Conagra pleaded guilty to shipping contaminated peanut butter and paid $11.2 million in penalties, the largest criminal fine ever in a U.S. food safety case at the time. Despite the brand's long history, Peter Pan carries baggage that goes far beyond its processed ingredient list. If you are looking for trustworthy peanut butter, this one has already lost its wings. And if that concerns you, the budget option is not any cleaner. 5. Great Value peanut butter from Walmart. When you are shopping on a budget, Walmart's Great Value brand seems like the obvious choice. The price is right, the jar is big, and it looks just like the name brand stuff sitting next to it on the shelf. But here's the catch. When it comes to peanut butter, you often get exactly what you pay for. Great Value. Creamy peanut butter contains dry roasted peanuts, sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oil made from rapeseed, cottonseed, and soybean oils, salt, molasses, and mono and diglycerides. That is a longer ingredient list than many premium brands, and it is packed with the same processed additives found in Skippy and Jif. The hydrogenated oils prevent separation but add unnecessary saturated fat. The sugar and molasses boost sweetness at the expense of real peanut flavor, and the emulsifiers help everything blend together into that artificially smooth texture. Nutritionally, a 2-tablespoon serving delivers around 180 calories, 15 grams of fat, and 4 grams of sugar. That sugar content is higher than some competitors, which means you are getting a sweeter, more processed product dressed up as a budget-friendly alternative. But the real issue with Great Value peanut butter is its connection to one of the worst food safety disasters in recent memory. In 2007, Great Value peanut butter was included in the same massive recall that took down Peter Pan. Both products were manufactured at the same Conagra plant in Georgia that was later found to have contaminated equipment, leaky infrastructure, and salmonella in finished products. Hundreds of people got sick, and the recall extended to products made over a 3-year period. The low price tag might be tempting, but Great Value peanut butter is built on the same formula as the big brands: added oils, added sugars, and a history that includes serious quality control failures. When you are feeding your family, saving a few dollars is not worth compromising on what actually goes into the jar. Budget-friendly should not mean cutting corners on your health. And we are just getting started. Coming up, we will reveal peanut butter brands that take processed ingredients to an even more extreme level, including one that barely qualifies as peanut butter at all. 4. Kroger Creamy Peanut Butter. Kroger is one of the largest grocery chains in America, and their store brand peanut butter sits right next to the big names at a lower price point. It looks like a smart swap for budget-conscious shoppers, but when you examine what is actually inside that jar, the savings come with some nutritional strings attached. Kroger Creamy Peanut Butter contains roasted peanuts, sugar, molasses, fully hydrogenated vegetable oils from rapeseed, cottonseed, and soybean, plus salt. That ingredient list mirrors the formula used by Skippy, Jif, and the other mainstream brands we have already covered. The hydrogenated oils prevent separation and extend shelf life, but they also add saturated fat that your body does not need. The sugar and molasses boost sweetness while diluting the natural flavor of roasted peanuts. What makes Kroger particularly frustrating is the missed opportunity. The chain actually offers a natural peanut butter option with just 2 ingredients: roasted peanuts and salt. That version delivers 8 grams of protein per serving with no added sugar, but it is not the one most shoppers grab. The regular creamy version sits at eye level, marketed as the default choice, while the cleaner option gets tucked away on a different shelf. A 2-tablespoon serving of Kroger Creamy delivers around 190 calories, 16 grams of fat, and 3 grams of sugar. That is nutritionally identical to the national brands, which means you are not getting a healthier product. You are just getting the same processed formula with a store brand label and a slightly smaller price tag. The problem with store brand peanut butters like Kroger is that they are designed to mimic the taste and texture of the big players, not to improve on them. They use the same hydrogenated oils, the same added sweeteners, and the same stabilizers to create that familiar, smooth spread. If you are already concerned about the ingredients in Skippy or Jif, switching to Kroger will not solve the problem. Budget-friendly does not have to mean nutritionally compromised, but in this case, Kroger Creamy Peanut Butter is just another jar of processed additives dressed up as an affordable staple. And now, things shift. The next jar is closer to dessert than peanut butter. 3. Reese's Peanut Butter Spread. When you see the Reese's name on a peanut butter jar, your brain immediately thinks of those iconic orange-wrapped peanut butter cups. And that is exactly what the brand is counting on. But here is the truth. Reese's Peanut Butter Spread is more candy than health food, and it has no business being treated like a breakfast staple. The ingredient list includes peanuts, sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oil from rapeseed, cottonseed, and soybean oils, salt, peanut oil, molasses, and monoglyceride. Some international formulations also include cornstarch and emulsifiers. The peanut content in certain versions drops as low as 65%, which means more than a third of what you are eating is not peanuts at all. It is sugar, processed oils, and fillers designed to recreate that familiar Reese's sweetness. A 2-tablespoon serving contains around 190 calories and 3 grams of sugar. That might seem comparable to other brands, but the formulation is engineered for dessert applications, not nutrition. Reese's markets this spread for drizzling over ice cream, topping brownies, and adding to milkshakes. The packaging itself emphasizes baking and treats, not breakfast sandwiches or healthy snacking. The hydrogenated oils serve the same purpose here as in other processed peanut butters, preventing separation and creating that ultra-smooth, artificially creamy texture. But when combined with the added sweeteners and candy brand positioning, the result is a product that blurs the line between peanut butter and confectionery spread. Here is the real issue. Parents see the familiar Reese's branding and assume it is just another peanut butter option. Kids love the taste because it is sweeter and more processed than natural alternatives. But every spoonful is delivering added sugars and industrial oils that have no place in a product marketed alongside real peanut butters. If you want a treat, eat a Reese's cup and call it what it is. But do not mistake this spread for a wholesome pantry staple. It is candy in a jar. Next up, a premium brand that hides surprising amounts of sugar. 2. Peanut Butter & Co. Chew. Flavored peanut butters, Peanut Butter & Co. built its reputation on creativity. Flavors like Dark Chocolate Dreams, Cinnamon Raisin Swirl, and White Chocolate Wonderful turn the peanut butter aisle into something exciting. The branding is playful, the jars are eye-catching, and the company proudly touts certifications like non-GMO, verified, and vegan. But behind all that marketing, the ingredient lists tell a different story. Take Dark Chocolate Dreams, one of their most popular varieties. The ingredients include peanuts, cane sugar, cocoa processed with alkali cocoa butter, palm oil, natural vanilla flavor, lecithin from sunflowers, and salt. A 2-tablespoon serving delivers around 180 calories and 7 grams of sugar, with 6 grams of that being added sugar. The peanut content drops to around 70%, which means nearly a third of the jar is sweeteners, oils, and flavorings. Cinnamon Raisin Swirl follows a similar pattern. Peanuts, cane sugar, raisins, cinnamon, palm oil, and salt. One serving packs 9 grams of sugar with 5 grams added. At that point, you are eating a flavored dessert spread, not a protein-rich breakfast food. The palm oil prevents separation but adds saturated fat, and the sugar content rivals some candy bars. The fundamental problem with flavored peanut butters is that the flavoring process requires additives that dilute the nutritional benefits of peanuts. Every gram of added sugar, every drop of palm oil, every splash of cocoa butter takes the place of actual peanuts. You end up with less protein, less fiber, and less of the healthy fats that make peanut butter valuable in the first place. Peanut Butter & Co's positions itself as a premium brand, and the prices reflect that. But premium pricing does not equal premium nutrition. If you want chocolate with your peanut butter, dip an apple in natural peanut butter and add a square of dark chocolate on the side. At least then you control the sugar. And the final jar on this list takes processed ingredients to a whole different level. 1. Smucker's Goober Peanut Butter and Jelly. And now we arrive at the number 1 spot, the peanut butter product that takes processed ingredients to an entirely different level. Smucker's Goober is not just peanut butter, it is peanut butter and jelly pre-swirled together in a single jar, marketed as the ultimate convenience for busy families. But that convenience comes at a staggering nutritional cost. Let us break down what is actually inside. The ingredients include ground roasted peanuts, grape juice, or strawberry juice depending on the variety, high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, distilled monoglyceride, salt, pectin, citric acid, potassium sorbate as a preservative, and sodium citrate. That is 3 different forms of sugar in a single product: high fructose corn syrup, and dextrose. The Environmental Working Group calculates that Smucker's Goober is 38% sugar by weight, delivering roughly 5 teaspoons of added and natural sugar per serving. Per 100 grams, this product contains 39 grams of sugar and 54 grams of carbohydrates. Compare that to natural peanut butter, which typically has around 6 grams of carbs and minimal sugar. The difference is not subtle. It is dramatic. The distilled monoglycerides are emulsifiers that help blend the peanut butter and jelly together. But studies have shown that emulsifiers produced from hydrogenated fats can contain trace amounts of trans fats. The potassium sorbate extends shelf life, but adds another layer of chemical processing to a product that is already far removed from real food. Here is the bottom line. Smucker's Goober takes 2 foods that could be reasonably healthy when made properly and transforms them into a hyper-processed sugar bomb. It is marketed to parents as a time saver, but what it really saves is the effort of reading a nutrition label. High fructose corn syrup has been linked to obesity, metabolic disorders, and increased risk of type 2 diabetes when consumed regularly. If you want peanut butter and jelly, make it yourself with natural peanut butter and real fruit preserves. The extra 30 seconds is worth avoiding the ingredient list that landed Smucker's Goober at the very top of our avoid list. And now that we have exposed the worst offenders, it is time to flip the script. Coming up, we will reveal peanut butter brands that are actually worth your money, made with real ingredients, honest processes, and flavors that do not come at the expense of your health.